Hi, it's MJ Callaway here in my tiny bounce up studio. And today's conversation is with Racquelle Pakutz. Now, Racquelle, this is going to be a lively conversation because you have some similar interests to me, which is always great. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm just overjoyed to be here.
And we're thrilled to have you here. Now, is it okay if I share a little bit about you with our viewers?
Of course.
Thank you. All right. So to get to know Racquelle here, Racquelle Pakutz is the president of Zen Freight Solutions and the founder of Happy Hiker. She's a wife, mother, and a healer. She's a trailblazer that has found a new way of life, including healthy living, mindfulness, self-love, and entrepreneurship. So great to have you here and can't wait to dig in. Now, Racquelle, there's such a wide variety there. What is one theme that runs through everything you do?
Mindfulness. Definitely. You have to keep your present moment in everything that you do.
Now, when it comes to mindfulness, how long? So this is something that you practice, and you practice this both professionally in your professional life and in your personal life. Now, what is one tip that you can share about mindfulness with our viewers?
Well, sure. So this is actually a tip that's in my chapter, but it's the acronym called W.A.R.M. And that stands for waking up with gratitude, starting your day with affirmations and visualizations, raising your heart rate through activity, and minding what you put in your body. That's your thoughts and food.
That's awesome. I love that. Now, can you repeat that one more time?
Sure. It's called W.A.R.M. So you wake up in the morning with gratitude, giving thanks. Then you start with your affirmations and visualizations so that you know how you're going to set up your day. Raise your heart rate. I personally like to hike in the morning, but you can go to the gym or whatever works for you. And then minding your body. So keeping track of what you're putting in it. That's your thoughts, because they could be negative or positive. Mm-hmm. And the food that you're putting into your body, whether you're feeding health or disease.
Mm. And if you're putting food-wise, if you're putting the fuel in your body, and then you can also think about it as the thoughts, are you putting good fuel, for your actions in your body? Love that. That's awesome. I will remember W.A.R.M. moving forward. Now, there's one thing I wanted to touch on for our viewers in case they have missed some of the other conversations. Racquelle is one of the 21 women who are all part of a book called 21, but it's not the one you think of, the number one. It's the word W-O-N. So it's 21. Now, Racquelle, when Kelly, the project manager, approached you about having a chapter in the book, what was your first thought?
Oh my, I was so excited and just honored, but definitely I felt that there's a need. I have a story to tell, and this is the beginning of many books to come, I'm sure.
I'm sure too, especially if you're creating acronyms such as W.A.R.M, you can help people in other ways. So what is a little bit of the defining moment? What happened in 2020? Because the book surrounds 2020 and how whoever, you as a contributor, had a defining moment when you realized, okay, I need to do something here in order to make this year better. What was your defining moment?
Sure. So the defining moment for me was when the USA shut down, March 13th, 2020. I realized that I couldn't sell myself in the traditional ways. I wasn't going to be going to events and in front of clients. So I had to find other ways to do that. I made communities online. I created social networks, and from there, that helped me with my own internal mindset as well.
So I have a question. I want to back up just a little bit, but I also want you to hold that thought too. So I'm going to give you double duty here. So when you say you had to sell yourself in a different way, let's define that for our viewers so that people aren't wondering what that meant. So when you say you had to sell yourself, you're talking about as a business. Could you give us a little bit more information?
Sure. So the beginning of March, I was at a networking event in Colorado. So I'm face-to-face talking with clients. As a new business, getting my information out there is a hard job, and it takes a lot of work, a lot of networking. So I got in front of those clients before, and then as soon as everything was shut down, we weren't able to do that. I therefore had to transition to networking in other ways, creating groups online, joining other social networks, and, creating a local hiking group here in Pennsylvania.
Which is interesting. So you were traveling to Colorado, however, you were based here in Pennsylvania. So I'm figuring your business is all over the U.S.
Yes. In transportation, I handle transportation for U.S. and Canada, all over the country.
Okay. And what did you realize the difference between being in person with possible clients as opposed to being virtual, remote with clients?
Man, the connectivity, right? Getting people to actually connect and just be open with you is really difficult through just a phone conversation. So that's why I think groups are a little bit better. We started Zoom calls and networking groups that we could all meet up together, and took off that pressure of it being a sales call, more so of just a connection. And through that connection, people do business with people that they enjoy being around. So we just kind of became a family throughout the pandemic.
Which is awesome. And people do business with people not only that they like, but also that they trust. So you were building up that trust factor. And trust became very crucial during the pandemic because there was so much untruth in so many other areas. So good for you. Now, Racquelle, how does Happy Hiker, creating that group here in the Pennsylvania area, how does that fit into your business life?
So Healthy Happy Hiker is my own page of informational inspiration for anyone dealing with mental illness or depression, anxiety. It's just kind of a safe place for people to go and ask questions or follow along, because I share my journey. As an entrepreneur, you have many struggles up and down. So creating a community of others around me really helped to support me and keep me pushing along.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's something you did for yourself, yet at the same time, it's something other people can benefit from.
That is correct. Yeah.
Good move there. So, and I'll have to check it out. Now, I want to go back to, there is a difference between in-person and virtual, which you have given us a little wrap up of it. What is one tip or one strategy that you would suggest to someone else who needs to start building groups online?
I would say just to look for like-minded people and to start asking. Or, a lot of people are just afraid to connect right now. And by opening the door, you can really cultivate a really awesome relationship that you may not have had prior.
So do you think that is the key there, to be the first one to ask to open the door?
I think so. I think people are just in need of that kind, loving opportunity. So once you cultivate that space, then it kind of just spreads like wildfire.
Now, with that, because you were very mindful of creating these groups, very mindful of how the groups could help you personally and professionally. So with it, how else are you using mindfulness in your life?
Well, I practice mindfulness on a daily basis to keep myself and my family in line, as my business is with my family. So the pandemic made us all be in one tiny place all the time. So we have to make sure that we practice our mindfulness, take a minute each day and get ourselves aligned and ready, so that we're not all, I guess, putting our energies on each other in the best way to put it.
Oh, that, especially if they were negative energies, you would not want to throw that onto someone else. So speaking of that, how can you shake off any energy that isn't a good energy and then bring on? How can you convert that?
Sure. So if you're in a negative space, the best thing to do is to stop and catch your breath. Just focus on your breathing and feel into your body. Where is it that you're feeling the negativity, and sit with it for a moment. And it's amazing how it just kind of goes away after you give it time, you give it some space. And if not, you can go over your affirmations and visualize where it is that you want to be if you're not in the place that you want to be currently.
Oh, which is great stuff to share with others. So what is your favorite affirmation?
Oh, my favorite affirmation is that I am always supported. Yes, I have a family and lots of friends. I have a really big support system, and that's one of my driving factors, is to continue to support them as well.
And that support system is so needed today with everything that is happening. It is so needed, and was needed over the past year.
Oh yes, for sure. It's all about community, right? Just getting out there and feeling like you have others that you can connect with, and know that you can do anything. Really,
Absolutely. And part of this book project with the 21 women has built a community, because a lot of the women didn't know each other. So now that book has brought together another community. So now you have another community, another group.
Oh, and I love everyone in it. It's so amazing. I can't wait to read it.
Agree. And for viewers, it does launch on April 21st. Now, Racquelle, is there a question that I did not ask that you would like to share, or information that you would like to share with our viewers?
No, I just that they can find me at Healthy Happy Hiker or as Racquelle Pakutz on LinkedIn.
Which is great. So, and Happy, can you go ahead and give us the website address for Happy Healthy Hiker? Did I say it right?
It's just on Facebook for right now. It's Healthy Happy Hiker, and they can follow me as well as Racquelle Pakutz.
Wonderful. All right. This is MJ Callaway and Racquelle Pakutz signing out today. Remember to make it a bounce up day.